How do you overcome burnout as a content creator? If this is you, you're not alone, my friend. Welcome to the Creator Factor. I am your host that loves you the most, Ozeal. And this is a podcast that's about helping business-minded content creators like you build media businesses. And we do this through collaboration. We do this through community, and we do this just by vibing here on this podcast, Creator Factor. If this is your first time stumbling, welcome to the journey, because this is going to be something that we're going to continue investing in, being committed to helping you feel seen, feel heard, and just be connected with a dope community here at Creator Factor. So I'm excited to have you on board. I do want to say that this is a show sponsored by creatorfactor.net. That's right. Creatorfactor.net. You can go there, subscribe to the newsletter, and we will stay updated on all the latest episodes and keep you posted on everything that's happening with the Creator Factor community. We got some really cool things that are popping up soon, and I'm really, really excited to share them with you. All right, so let's get into today's episode. This was inspired by a recent experience that I had last week. So let me preface this by saying that, last week I took pretty much the whole week off from work. I'm a full-time podcast marketer, and among other things, I'm also a consultant. I'm a family man. I got a lot of things. I host events. There's a lot of things happening in my creative journey, which I enjoy each and every one of them. However, sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming, and I also have to be mindful of all the things that are happening and also understand that I can't do it all at once, right? And last week I made the decision. I didn't make the decision. Let me be let me be real. We took some time off. Okay, the family and I, we took some time off. We went out of town with the whole family. We had a great time. We went to one of my favorite spots here in Texas. If you're in Texas, you know about Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is like, I don't know how you want to call it. It's like the supermarket of gas stations. It's not even a gas station. Buc-ee's is a brand that, I don't know. We'll talk about that later. I digress. But you know what I'm talking about. Buc-ee's, you can get snacks, food, souvenirs. I mean, you go out there like, coming out of there $100 easily when you go to Buc-ee's. But I love that place. So we went to Buc-ee's. We went to a water park. We just had a really amazing time with the family. It made me think about the importance of hitting that reset button. I think as creatives, creative burnout can really sneak up on the best of us, right? When you're constantly feeling like you need to create content, when we're chasing engagements and we're juggling a million tasks, feeling the pressure to produce content, to stay relevant, to show up for our audience. That is sometimes, and some say, the dark side of being a content creator is feeling this constant pressure, to show up and feeling like we always have to be on, and, we have to meet deadlines and all these things, right? Create high quality content, all the things, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you can relate to this, and you may be feeling creative burnout right now. If this is you, then this is such a timely episode. I'm glad I'm creating or recording this content for you, because it's all about getting back on track. And to get back on track, and if you're feeling creative burnout, it's important to just hit that reset button. So these are 3 things that I want to share with you about avoiding creative burnout. And these are things that you can plan for to avoid creative burnout. One of the things that I've discovered that's been really helpful is setting realistic goals. That's number 1. And what I mean by that is it's important to just assess your lifestyle. If you have a full-time job, maybe you have a part-time job, you're a family person, there's all these things, and really doing a really honest inventory of what happens on a day-to-day basis, and really understanding what is capacity. How much time do I have? We have 24 hours a day. We know that, right? And then not to include you, we have rest time, and we have all the things. There's self-care, there's taking care of yourself, family, and it's about focusing on the right thing. And I find that that's always a big challenge for a lot of creatives. So in order to move the needle, you got to focus on priorities and focusing on the right things, right? And what I've discovered is being realistic, setting realistic goals and being practical about it, breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks, and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. These are the manageable chunks that I can, and really understand that quality always is going to triumph over quantity. And I think there's a season for the reverse. I think there's a season for you to just say, hey, I'm a part-time creator. I'm going to put it out there. I'm not really going to focus on the quality. And in a way, that's kind of like my mindset. Lately, I've been really thinking about how can I improve the quality of content for you, the audience. And I keep that in mind. And it's just about setting realistic goals. And that's something that I challenge you to be very realistic about your lifestyle, to be practical and not try to feel like you need to do it all. Okay, that's number one. Number two is the thing that I was talking about earlier is, schedule some time off. Schedule time off. It's okay for you to hit that reset button. Rest is just as important as creation. I read somewhere that rest is the best form of productivity. Yeah, rest is the best form of productivity. It is being productive. Taking those breaks to recharge your mind, your body, it really does make a world of difference. And I know because when I was on this break, there was something about being present and not being in front of my phone or my laptop. I actually left the laptop at home. Okay. And it was actually a really liberating, fulfilling feeling, of that I had of just being away from all the things that keep me on. Keep that in mind. It's okay to schedule some time off. So whether it's a staycation, there's some times where I do this every year where I'll book a hotel like 45 minutes from here and I'll do some brainstormings for creative work, but just taking time off for yourself is super important. So that's number two is the break of the recharge. Number three is batching creative content. This is something that I always talk about with one of my consulting clients is that if we assess your lifestyle, what can we do to get the best bang for the buck? And what I mean by that is, what can we do to be efficient in content creation? We may take a Sunday off. It may be just you taking off one day to say, this day I'm going to focus on content creation for the rest of the week. And that's essentially what I've been doing with this podcast is taking a Sunday. I'm recording this on a Sunday and just saying, okay, I'm going to record 2 or 3 episodes and figure out what capacity it looks like and then just record it, batch it, and then you're done with your content. And then you can repurpose the content into short form content, into written format, and you can repurpose it into content throughout the week for social. I think that's a question I always ask myself, and I challenge you to ask yourself is, what does it look like if it was easy? How can we make this easier? Creating content isn't supposed to be hard. Creating content isn't supposed to be stressful. We're not supposed to overthink it. I think when we get caught up in planning and we overthink it and we're just focusing on trying to be interested and not interesting, or maybe let me reverse that. We're trying to be interesting and not interested. And what I mean by interested is like just interested in just learning and sharing. I'm not really, honestly, I have a couple bullet points here, but I'm going off the top of the cuff because why? Because I'm just interested in this topic. And I'm hoping that if you're feeling creative burnout, that some of this may or may not land with you, but I hope this helps you, especially if it's timing for you, that you need to have that reminder of taking that time to take a break, to hit that recharge button, reset button, because creating is sustainability should be the goal. I don't think it should be about, being perfect. I think it's important to be consistent in finding that balance, but just giving yourself permission, to slow down when needed. And that's the message that I wanted to share with you on this episode is slow down, give yourself permission to hit the reset button, reflect, and just gain a different perspective on what life is about. Because what we do as content creators is, whether you're an educator, which a lot of our audience, they're educators, they're creating, content, they're building communities, that's you. It's I love it, but it's also a lot of work. Having a day job is a lot easier, right? But building a community, building a brand, showing up for your audience and doing this willingly, doing this on your own time is a lot of work. And I get that. But let's go ahead and set those reminders to be realistic with your goals, be practical, set some time for some time off and hit that recharge button, and also just be efficient, batch content. Okay, let's be efficient. Let's make this easy on you. Okay, so that is it. That's all the content. I have other things that I have, but I'll leave it for part 2. I just wanted to hop on here and kind of share with you my journey because I experienced this past week. So I felt like this was fresh on my mind and I wanted to share this with you because it really made a world of difference in my lifestyle and just feeling refreshed and ready to go and getting the week started. So I'm curious to know what you think about this. Feel free to hit me up, creatorfactor.net. You can email me, thecreatorfactor@gmail.com. Even better, check this out. I'm going to challenge you. There is a voicemail button on creatorfactor.net, and you can leave me a direct voicemail. And I would love to see if I'm not sure if there's a way for I could download it or play it. If you don't want to play it, want to be anonymous, that's cool. I would love to listen to it. And if you have any, feedback on this particular episode, or even better, if you have any topics or any things that you want me to share on the podcast, feel free to drop me a voice message and say, hey, Ozeal, I've got a topic that I want you to talk about. Or if you have any questions, I'm here. This is a podcast that I want to make interactive, and I want to make it about you, the community. And yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm really, really looking forward to this. So yeah, hit me up. Let me know. You got this, my friend. And remember to give yourself permission to just do you and be creative and have fun doing this. This is supposed to be fun. All right. So thanks again for checking out the Creator Factor podcast. I'm your host that loves you the most, Ozeal, signing off. Until next time, peace and one love, y'all.